Do you remember the words banned from your childhood home? Our answers are probably the same, but there's one term, one feared by new parents everywhere, that we both missed. One simple word gaining notoriety as the cruelest way to decline a wishful child with the rejection. And the word is no. Nope, nix, nay, nah, and the good old visual, uh-uh. You see, happiness is the new American dream. It's so priceless that a mother will buy her child the best toys as an investment towards a happy family. Sadly, as parenting author John Rosemond notes, parents are becoming vending machines. They dispense at command, but when they disobey, children hit and kick the machine, hoping the painstaking no will be debugged. Now, I'm not a parenting coach, nor someone with a PhD, or even a college degree yet, but I have been told no enough times in Target's toy aisle to insist it doesn't destroy kids. Instead, it provokes childhood creativity to an astonishing level. When begging for Nerf blasters felt hopeless, I joined my mother on trips to the YMCA. Not at all because I care about exercise, but because they had 6 belt-busting vending machines that gazed into my 11-year-old eyes like a man should always look at his wife-to-be. One was a Blue Bunny vending machine promising strawberry shortcake bars and decadent chocolate ice cream cones. Others were soda machines with mesmerizing conveyor belt systems. There was even this unbelievable deep dish pizza vending machine that served piping hot pizza. You can bet burning my tongue and enduring the sinful crust to cheese ratio was worth every time my mother forked over cash. Yet, none were as compelling as the classic snack vending machine. The only barrier that stood between my 2 front teeth and a ridiculously attractive array of chips were a few coils and one thin plexiglass wall. Keep in mind, I didn't see my parents' refusal as the barrier between me and temporary happiness. I just saw the machines as kid-proof safes that used currency as the key. And being keyless, I might have resorted to shaking them. There was one time my siblings and I shook a 90-cent Cheez-It bag out. That was an unforgettable bonding experience. But most days, the car ride home left me hungry, and not the type of hunger my family's snack pantry could satisfy. I needed to bond with the vending machine at almost any cost. Turns out it almost cost my dignity because I spent days researching how to hack them on YouTube. Long story short, when I returned to the YMCA, typing 1324 into one machine's keypad caused it to dispense all its change. In my dreams, apparently not everything on the internet is true, but with unfaltering parents and invincible vending machines before me, YouTube remained that path to liberation. So my research shifted from cunning to crafty, copying DIY videos to make vending machines out of cereal boxes. With paper tubes jammed through the front, pulling one caused a dislocated snack to dispense to the customer. The machines were ugly and barely mechanical, but something about the creative process had me hooked. That's when YouTube suggested to me the best video ever, a candy machine made entirely out of Lego bricks. Someone built a creation requiring nickels to be inserted to dispense Skittles or M&Ms per the customer's choice. It featured all the bells and whistles of a real candy machine, like a locked coin bank, reloading area, the ability to reveal the mechanism for maintenance, and the guy made it at just 12 years old. Like most boys, I had a bin of broken Lego sets in my basement, and with my 12th birthday on the horizon, I thought, I can do this too. So I charged downstairs, snatched out that Lego bin, plucked out a few marbles plus a few dead batteries, and commit 6 hours to crafting the finest Lego candy machine imaginable. Ta-da! Okay, maybe I realized my collection did not allow for nice designs yet, and perhaps the mechanism rarely worked. But building an intelligent system that I could use as much as I wanted was eye-opening. It's as if wanting something enough to make it myself felt better than the fleeting gratification of a real machine or toy. So I recycled the parts, evolving intolerably hideous to tolerably hideous. I thought it was tolerable enough for the World Wide Web to see too, so I joined YouTube. I called myself Astonishing Studios, and that same night, uploaded the machine. The next morning, I checked the views. It shot up from 8 of my own to 10 total. I was simply satisfied people were watching my content. Needless to say, the Lego brick bug was well alive in me, so my mother issued a rare yes and let me buy a brick kit to build better machines. I remember the next one was a Lego house that dispensed jawbreakers for nickels, and creation after creation, they started looking like real Lego sets. So I kept this rhythm into 10th grade, but the process of inserting a coin into a slot to dispense whatever snack was abundant in my house lost its excitement. I thought hobbies only brought happiness, but once I could practically build without concentrating, my attention turned to the pet peeves of the process that bothered me. So I resigned, until the summer. I was visiting family when I had an urge to build with Lego parts. The problem was they only had 2 sets I could borrow from. Undeterred, I rummaged through Lego Who's-Its and What's-Its galore to construct this small M&M's machine. Ironically, it was the sleekest, most compact, and most original-looking build I ever made. So I filmed it, posted it, went to bed, and checked the views the next morning. It shot up from 8 of my own views to 2 million. So how did one of my greatest moments emerge from a season of despair? Honestly, I needed another no to propel me. My home collection let me build anything I wanted, but anything I wanted became boring over time. The new obstacle humbled me back to my 11-year-old self, making the most of my parents saying no. Instead of my usual building style, I had to disrupt what felt comfortable to achieve the impossible. To this day, Astonishing Studios still enhances my life, like getting a Guinness World Record. But it was never my mission to scan an ocean of no's looking for a yes. Instead, it was to build my own yes on new terrain. When parents tell kids what is off limits, they will try to change mommy's mind, to beg or belittle her to a vending machine, throwing a tantrum, or, in my case, trying cheat codes to exploit a vulnerability. But when setting limits becomes routine, telling evolves into teaching. Children will learn the power of the 2-letter word by reflecting on every time mom or dad's was final. In other words, there is no finding a way out, finding a yes at a dead end. Children must return to where they started, just as toyless, just as electronicless, just as candyless as before, to find something better. And studies uncover an even more remarkable truth. Stanford popularized child development experiments with the marshmallow test, suggesting kids who can resist a snack now for more later evolve into successful adults. But they missed a huge variable: the participants' backgrounds. After all, they were all preschoolers on Stanford's internationally acclaimed campus. So an NYU and 2 UC Irvine faculty reproduced the test with a diverse sample size. The outcome royally disagreed with Stanford. Not only were correlations between childhood self-control and future success debunked, but the greatest indicator was if one's mother graduated college. Indiana University advanced findings with their own research on parenting around sweets, and their verdict was that low-income parents yield to kids' cravings most frequently. Now, the studies never prove successful kids need wise and wealthy parents, but they do broadly agree that strong parents make their kids wait for bigger rewards. Not only can anyone follow suit, but it is so easy since, maybe for the first time in forever, success literally starts with the word no. The argument against the 2-letter word is so surface level because it overemphasizes kids' fleeting tempers. After all, parenting is about using wisdom to guide one's child away from what's not best for them. Of course, it can be heartbreaking to cause your child's breakdown. My mother dreaded dragging me out of the YMCA just as much as I hated waving bye-bye to the Sour Patch Kids. But children must graduate from the meltdown phase to realize the family rules. And strict parenting doesn't necessarily equate to sadder kids either, because the highs feel better. For instance, earning a rare yes in Toys R Us is more thrilling than receiving something every time pretty please is uttered. And window shopping is underrated. After all, you can never grow frustrated with a toy that you never had. In summary, happiness is not synonymous for vending machines. So parents, stop acting like them. Instead of dispensing your wallet, invest in a relationship where your child's many requests are challenged for the better. Establish a wall when your child has a want, not a need for something you know is trivial. Add a second when plans must be canceled, even if they beg. Assemble a third when they call for something too risky. Unite all three walls with a fourth when they call for something too demanding of your willpower or time, and slap a tight lid above them when you know your child can DIY an alternative. When you gently box them in, they'll have a reason to think outside of it. Thank you.